put my response in perspective, I would like to let the viewers know that Delta State is made up of 25 local government council areas. And there are 5 major ethnic groups in Delta State. Now, the Delta Igbos control 9. The Urhobos, next in turn, control 8. The Ijaws control 3. And the Isokos control 2. The only 3 that the Shekiris control are the Warri South, Warri Southwest, and Warri North. So the correct picture is that while the Urhobos keep their 8 local government council area peacefully in their kitty, and the Ijaws put their 3 peacefully in their kitty, the only place that the Shekiris can call home, and which they have called home for over 500 years, even before Nigeria was born. Now, if you Google it,
before the days of Dolenuma.
Yes, if you Google it, the current Olu of Warri is the 21st Olu of Warri. The indication of that is that there have been 24 Olus, and none of these tribes can boast of 3 kings or even 2 kings. What that tells you is that the Shekiri people have established dominion over that area for a very long time. Now, I told a friend while I was coming to the studio, I said this discussion is a nationally important discussion. Why? Because one of the fears that minorities had pre-independence was the fear of marginalization and domination. And that was why the British government established the Wilkins Commission to address the fears of the minorities. And that led to the reason why I came with some of these documents is for us to understand. The founding fathers of Nigeria put a provision in the Constitution, section 14, to protect the minorities.
Federal character.
Federal character. And it says in subsection 2, 3, and 4 that benefits and entitlements should be so distributed that one ethnic nationality does not predominate.
They say ignorance is not an excuse. If the law catches you with an exhibit, ignorance, it is not an excuse. That you don't know that what you are carrying is an exhibit is not an excuse not to be arrested. First, they will arrest you, investigate you before you being released. And you know, as Nigeria is, maybe before you discover or before you come out from the investigation to be declared innocent, it would have taken years. Yesterday, 2 adventurists climbed an Empire State of America, 2 lovebirds, and the man proposed. Even though what they are doing is their decision. You know, this one will say, it is my life. I will do whatever I want to do. It is their decision. What I love doing. Me, I'm a rigger. If you follow me, you know that I posted in my last story the video of how I climbed a tower that of the same height with Zuma Rock. For 7 years, that's the job I did. Climbing MTN towers, Tisala towers, Glow towers, you know, climbing all these masts and then doing installation. So height is not a problem. I love that kind of adventure. These 2 people climb it and the man proposed on top of the tower. But despite the fact that what they are doing, it is their own fun, it is their own adventure, they are catching fun, you know, doing things that they love, they still break the law of America and they were still arrested even after they proposed. People that say, oh, they just wanted to catch fun. After all, and then they take risks by themselves. The law does not respect what you feel. Why am I saying this? Despite the fact that you feel like you are not Igbo. If I want to be Igbo, I should be Igbo. If I don't want to be Igbo, nobody should force me. The law does not respect your feeling. The Lord does not respect what you say. Upon all the things we have been saying, upon how many years we have been denying, this is an Ishakiri man, a lawyer for the Shakiris, on a national TV, telling the whole world, because not only Nigeria is listening, major ethnic groups in Delta. And he started by saying, Delta Igbos occupy 9 local governments. I go lie for you. In case maybe now, as I'm analyzing this video, you will now want to go back and hear what the man is saying. Go back and watch it again. Pause, rewind, watch it again. It will sink into your head. This is an Ishakiri man. So now that will tell you officially how the Ishakiri sees you as an Igbo man. That will tell you how the Robo man. So all this your denial. Yeah, we are not Igbo. Igbo means okay. They see you as an Igbo man because when they talk of nine, who are the 9 local governments? Please. Ndokwa West from Ndokwa East, from Okwani, the 3 local governments in Okwani constituency. Then you come to Oshimiri, the 2 Oshimiri, and the 2 Anyocha. That is 4 local government now, making it what 7 in N1 now. Now they go to Eka, the Eka North and the Eka South, the 2 local government, make it complete what 9 local government in Delta North Federal Constituency. They see you as an Igbo man. You go say, they are calling you Delta Igbo. That is your major tribe. That is how government sees you. And like I said, the law does not respect what you feel. It is me. It's my life. Allow me to. The law does not respect your feeling. Allow me. The law does not respect it. Even the day you feel lazy, refuse to go to work, it's not because Nigeria does not checkmate issues. You are feeling, say, I feel like I don't want to go to work today. You are supposed to be sacked that day, you know. And in some companies where the laws are strict, you can't do that. Say, I feel like not coming to work today. You are playing with your future. Even in academics, it is on a critical conditions that you, in fact, that critical is not what you feel. It is not reality that this person is sick there. But you feel like, I don't want to go to work today. Who does that? The law does not respect what you feel. I also want to use this video to address so many issues. Some people have me question, why do you think that Delta State is more viable to be divided into 2? It is clear, I've said it time without numbers, that the only state that has 2 capitals is Delta in the entire Nigeria. Delta State has 2 capitals. There is a government house already in Warri. There's another government house in Asaba. I think only secretariat is the only thing that is in Asaba that is not in Warri. The state secretariat, as massive as it is, yes. There's NTA Warri, there's NTA Asaba. There's DBN, Data Broadcasting Service Warri, there's the counterpart in Asaba. There's a massive stadium in Warri, a standard stadium also in Asaba. There's an airport, if not 2 airfields, in Warri data center. There is one in Asaba. I can go on and on. ShopRite, you know, they talk of flyover, people where they see them as infrastructure. All of them, mega city, what define a mega city? They are in Warri. There are companies, there are estates, hospital, there are schools. So what are you talking about? Of course. So it is easier for the government to divide a state that is already easy to see as a 2 states. Because as it is now, if they want to divide it, it is easy. Government will not spend much to establish any of the 2 capitals, any of the infrastructure, any of the infrastructure to run the 2 states. Government will not. So that is why it is most viable. It's not even all this thing. It is what I'm saying today is the government does not work in your feeling. If they want to do it, they will do it. The states we have enjoyed today, nobody was consulted. None of you here was consulted. The military wake up and create a state. Even in the Civil War time, Ojukwu was not consulted. Even as he's the Eastern governor, he wasn't consulted. The Eastern region was divided into how many states? In his own place that he's governing. So you must understand this. The only reason why we are talking of consultation now is because we are now in democracy, government of the people, by the people, for the people. But you can be saying you are not consulted. The right people are consulted. Not all of us are going to be consulted. And if you are not consulted, how are you aware? How are you aware? Once you are aware, it's not left for you to say, as you ask critical questions to those you think that knows better about it. The problem people have that you are aware by propaganda, you are aware by lies. But even if person is tell you, say, I don't see, they are trying to get a job, they want to divide the state, it's not good. You would have asked question, what is the advantage? What that is how to learn. People cannot at this stage be telling you something and you just quickly believe them. You must hear two sides of the story. That is it. Say maybe no call fracas or na Benin people, they tell you say they want to drag it to southeast. Don't allow them to create a state. They want to create a state. I'll take it to no, we're not in Igbo, they should not create the state. You will also hear the other side of the story because what we are actually fighting against might be your own benefit. It might even be your own liberation. It might be your own freedom. It might be your breakthrough. Exactly. But if they tell you something, your emotions does not supersede the law. And that is why I'm saying that if they tell you something and you believe it without making critical questions to know before you make your decisions, your feeling does not, even if you support it and you win it and later discover that you made a mistake, the law does not respect what you feel. It is you that mess up. It is you that mess up. And it will catch up with you. Why am I answering this question? Why am I answering this question? If this is normal for government to grade the state because it's true, why is it still delaying? Part of the reason that even the state is also being delayed is what this man is addressing. If they grade the state now, there's already an existing problem in the new capital of Delta, which is Warri, because there is a political tension between the Ishakiris and the Urobos, even the small Ejos in that region. I think these Sokos are the ones who are exempted from this fracas. But of course, I think these Soko and the Urobo are together. So these are the problem that is making the state not to be greater, and that problem is what this man is. The problem has been existing for a very long time. It has been there. They can't just because of us and just create a state and put other people into crisis. So part of the reason that a normal state is also being delayed is because of one of these things. There's a political tension and cultural tension in that axis that need to be sought out. And that also shows that for those who say Igbos are the one who don't unite, Igbos are fighting themselves, see it now. In our small delta here, the two people that looks like each other are still fighting over land issue. Igbo people want to grab our land. Igbo people want to dominate. Igbo people want to be the owner of the land. They are saying that the ones in my state here, Urobo and Ishakiri, are fighting over land. Land. Who is the owner? Who is not the owner? But nobody from the southeastern Igbo is claiming to own your land. They can only tell you, say, Igbo, this is an Igbo land. Igbo land doesn't mean that they want to come and take it over. The Igbo land be say, if you accept Igbo, we are all one. But these ones, they are fighting physical. They are fighting physical. Exchanging words. Throwing punches. Going to court. No certain Igbo has taken you to court for denying not to be Igbo. But they will keep lying to you. You will not see the problem of others. You just hold on to because you have been brainwashed. They don't wash you for years. Self-hate has consumed you. You hate yourself thinking you hate Igbo. I've told you I'm going to be here to be bringing evidences to keep reminding you. Reputation calls for emphasis why we are Igbos. There's evidence everywhere. And most solid evidence is what the law stated. It's not what you feel. It's not my papa say. It's not what they say. It's not the cock and bull story I've been hearing. It's not it. It's the law. And remember, the law is a fact and evidence. The law is fact and evidence. Some of you can get angry, say, when the law was done, we have not known. Even today, if you still go, file your document. When the real professionals in archaeology will take the sample, do etymology, anthropology, and archaeologists proof of the origin, they will still come back to tell you, say, Oga, you are an Igbo person. You have no choice to. It's just like you are being born as a man and you are fighting it because you feel like you have one feminine influence. You like to walk like a woman. I feel like I'm a woman, and you can do plastic surgery. I said, Oga, you be man, you be man. The origin is you. You can't change it. In case you are still watching my video for the first time, I remain Chukwuemeka Kogolo. You can call me Professor Black and White, a perpendicular bisector. I am from Onichubo in Aniocha North Local Government of Delta State. Abụ nwa afọ Igbo. I'm out of here, Joe. Mwah.